There is a recent hot topic being going on about starting March in India, and there will soon be another court hearing for it. Now, you must have guessed whom I'm talking about here: the LGBTQ plus groups, specifically the same sex couples marriage. But why? What has happened that have led people to protest and talk about it so much? For that, we need to go back a little behind. On 13 March, the Supreme Court referred a batch of petitions to the Constitution bench to seek the legalization of same sex marriage in India. But what was in the affidavit that the union government sent afterwards? They opposed it by saying that same sex marriages cannot be given the legal recognition. And just because they decriminalize the homosexual relationships in the Indian society in 2018, Navtej Singh Johar case, dismissing Section 377 article of Indian Penal Code, which used to criminalize it, doesn't mean that they have given a green card to their marriage as well. Well, all right. Let's say that since their relationships has been decriminalized, nobody can really send them to prison or complain if they witness a gay or lesbian couple living in the neighborhood or anything like that. And they are free to do or live as the other couples in relationships do. So, what's the problem? Why the marriage is so important? After all, there are many couples who live in relationships, either homosexual or not. So, why being married is so hyped up? Because not everybody wants to live in the same way, and neither do they have to or need to. The thing is, if heterosexual couples are given the permission to get married and lead a normal life, like a married couple with all the laws and recognition, why can't homosexual couples lead the same life with all the same rights and recognition? That's what these couples are concerned about. Even if 2018 judgment was a landmark judgment in India, problems still persist. Like, suppose a gay or a lesbian couple decides to get married. All right, no problem. If they got no trouble tying the knot themselves, then they can, of course, get married. But what after that? When they go to register their marriage, what happens then? When they decides to keep their married partner as the nominee in their life insurance or health insurance, what then? What if their partner has to take a very important decision in their life for both of them? Even if at that moment the person opening their account or registering their marriage write them as spouse, but when the actual situation arises, they pull their feet away and declare that there isn't a single proof that you guys are married, nor the government or law itself has recognized you. What will they do then? What happens when they adopt a child and he or she goes to school only to get bullied? No security for the child either. People might as well try to harm them, one or the other way, once they get to know about their relationships. They are still not that safe. Therefore, they have presented their viewpoints over the issue by reciting different constitutional articles and rights, including right to equality, right to privacy, right to life, and stuff. However, the union government did not agree. The Ministry of Law also opposed the idea, as they say that it will create a havoc in the personal laws, and that the traditional idea of marriage has been based on the idea of marriage between a man and a woman, not between a man to a man or a woman to a woman. Law minister said that it's an issue that has to be dealt by the parliament and the executive, and that it is a matter of policy. So he does not see why the judiciary has to become involved and to deal with it and make laws over it. Nevertheless, homosexuality has been in India since ancient times and was not being frowned upon until British colonizers and Aryan Samaj, or the Brahminism, started to take root. After which things got and took a turn for the worse, either be untouchability, detesting homosexuality, and many other cruel practices came into being. Anyways, after all this, still there is hope. Thankfully, a five-judge panel of India's Supreme Court will begin final hearing detailed arguments on April 18, 2023 in this landmark case seeking marriage equality for the country's LGBTQ community. Let's see what happens then. Does this date also turn out to be a date of another landmark judgment in India? We'll have to see. Until then, thanks for watching the video.